This right here is a top-of-the-line HP Z820 workstation from around 2012. Well, that's at least when the motherboard is from. This is a pretty old computer, but it's fully kitted out with two Intel Xeon E5s 2650s V2s. That's a lot of S's, but it's also got 64 gigabytes of DDR3 ECC RAM, all running at 1866 megahertz. This bad boy, well, it's an absolute monster. Because looking in here, boom, all the original fans and, GPU covers. All of this is original. It even has its original bays for 2.5-inch drives. Actually, all of these are for 2.5-inch drives. So, that's pretty cool, I gotta say. Another thing about these 2.5-inch supported drive bays is that it literally needs an extender so you can actually put 2.5-inch drives in here. Like that. The question is how we put this in here. I have no idea. Because, I just got this today. Let's put this back in here. Hold on. Is it? Yeah, it is. There we go. That's fine. I'm gonna disconnect, removed the GPU cover, aka airflow improvement, pretty much. Pull back on this and then just pull it up until it dismounts from there. As you can see, it grabs onto the case and this clips onto the case as well. That's pretty cool. This right here is where all the fans are gonna be for the RAM and both of the CPU heatsinks. A lot of fans, and it's got its own connector for it. I have no clue what this is. All I know is blower fan, blower fan, blower fan. Guessing there's another one? No. 3 blower fans, 2 normal case fans right here, then a small fan right here, instead of another blower fan, I'm guessing. Quite a lot of fans. Actually, let me just put that on the floor too. And boom! Under here, as I mentioned, is an Intel Xeon E5 2650 V4. It has 8 cores and 16 threads each, which means this entire computer has 16 cores, 32 threads. One of these Xeons has 20 megabytes of L3 cache, so combined 40 megabytes of L3 cache. And they're both capable of PCIe X16 3. Version 3? 3.0. But these white ones are by CPU 1, which is this one. This right here is by CPU 0, this one. And another good thing about this computer is this. I'm not sure if you can see that, but it tells you where everything is on this motherboard, like CMOS resets, instead of just removing the CMOS battery, which is awesome if you want to keep your date and time, for example. And even the BIOS password removal, which is on 41, which is a jumper, a green jumper, might I add, not blue. There's also RAM configurations for dual CPU and single CPU. So if you're going to run single CPU, this is the one you're going to have in. CPU 0, this one being CPU 1. 2 fans here, well, 2 more fans here. The power supply. Is not modular. It's, as you can tell, HP's version of a power supply, which plugs in on the bottom here. It's got 2 intake fans right here, and supposedly they just escape out here with no extra fans. This monster might I add, of a power supply can do over 1400 watts. Let me check to be correct. Yeah, 1450 watts. That's a lot of watts. Let's put this back in here. Whew. That's a chunker. Make sure it's in. Doink, doink. Okay, there we go. That's in, alright. This right here, you pull it up so you can remove your drives. Just like that. Pull it up to put it back in. And boom, back in place. Now, as I mentioned, this bad boy right here has a ton of RAM. Each stick is 4 gigabytes of DDR3 ECC RAM that runs at 1866 megahertz. So for DDR3, that's pretty fast. Oh, but it is very hard to unclick. There we go. Let's see. It's by Samsung, made in the Philippines, and as you can see, it's one-sided. But hey, should be fine. Let's put that bad boy back in. Oh, I can't see anything. Hold on. I'm gonna get in. I promise you. It'll get in. Or not. I completely missed it. I can't see a thing, guys. This is my bad. There we go. It's really rough. You gotta be real aggressive. Yeah, see? Gotta be real aggressive. Yeah, like I said, 2 exhaust fans right here. Plenty of space here for the GPUs to be nice and cool. Oh yeah, another fun fact about these smaller PCIe slots, they're not closed off at the end. So you can put a GPU, like an X16 GPU in there just fine. And a PCI slot. How convenient. If you know, you need to put a really old GPU or maybe even Ethernet card, but I don't think you're gonna need to do that because the I/O, rear I/O, is incredible. Look at that. See that? Yeah. It is a work of art, this bad boy. It's got PS2 connectors for both your keyboard and mouse. It's got audio ports. It's got it's got a ton of USB ports. These are super speed, so these are USB 3.0s, 2 of them. A COM port, FireWire, and dual, I'm guessing, gigabit Ethernet, and 4 normal USB 2.0s. And that's pretty much with the rear I/O. Oh, and the power button on the keyboard, or sorry, on the motherboard itself. So you can just click and turn it on that way. That's pretty cool. It also came with Windows 8 Pro, of course, because dual CPU. And the keys. 2 pairs of keys to lock the side panel on. Turn around. And like I said, DVD drive with capability of having another one. And you also got SD card support. And a big boy. Which, what is this? Compact flash. Big boy. These are still very much used. So are SD cards. Your power button. Obviously, it's not plugged in, so. Headphone jack, microphone jack, another FireWire port, 2 USB 3.0 ports. Instead of the usual USB 2.0s, you got 2 USB 3.0 ports and 1 USB 2.0 port. So it's basically reversed. And you can put this in a rack, which is why this Intel Xeon sticker